In this AlignMix video, you will learn how to use the AlignMix Charting Tools. To access the charts, there's two ways. You can click the plus button to open up a new tab, and then click on Charts, and then select the chart option. Or you can click here on the home menu, the Add View button, select Charts, and then click on Territory Chart. When in this view, you can view any datasets that have been imported or created in chart form. If you've created a sales territory index, that will be the default dataset that appears here on your chart. In this chart, you're able to set a threshold. By default, it will be 15%, but you can change that by moving these lines up and down or by adjusting them here in these cells. At first glance, you will see we've got this area here in the top right that is red, and those are the territories that are above our set threshold. So if we are looking at our index of 1,000, ideally, all of our territories will be as close to 1,000 index points as possible. But in the real world, that's almost impossible to do. You will always have some territories above or below that number. And for some projects, we will set that range at 15%. So all of these red territories here fall above that range. So you can see we've got 29 territories that are too high in index. And then here on the left, we've got 32 territories that are below that index. Here in the bottom left, we have some key statistics pertaining to our territories, including the maximum, minimums, and averages. And here at the very bottom, we've got our total overages. So this is the value of the total of this red area for our territories that are above that index threshold. So you can see that we've got almost 7,500 worth of index points in this overage. That means if we were to shift all this excess to these territories that have too little index, you're essentially getting the value of 7.5 territories. Another way of visualizing this chart is if we were to open up a over-under thematic map, and you'll see we've got the red and blue territories. So all of these red territories are actually above that 15% threshold in that chart, and those blue territories fall below that threshold. If you make changes, so if we go here and we look at our Houston area, and let's go ahead and turn on our territory index as a territory label. So let's double click here, make that the index, and click OK. You'll see this is half a territory and this is 1.5 territories. Using the touch align tool, I will shift those borders so that they're both balanced with each other. And that's a little bit too much. And we'll leave it right there. And if we go back to our territory chart, you'll now see that it went from 29 to 28 and from 32 to 31 that are under that threshold. If you wanted to use a different data set for this analysis, you would simply click up here in the drop-down and select a different data set, and it will automatically change the chart to show those data sets. And there you go. You've just learned how to use the territory chart in AlignMix.